Hey there, happy Monday. My name is Molly, and I will be sitting in for Karen Anderson this week for our weekend review, reviewing all the past posts that Aortic Hope has put up all last week. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy this weekend review. And while you're here and you're on, be sure and click the like button, the share button, and the little notification bell, because then you will get little reminders of when we go live. And so it's a win-win. All right. Well, again, you know what? Let's just go right into it. This is Medical Monday, and we have our medical student, Samantha Colon or Cologne. I'm not sure. Cologne? I will ask her. And she has given us some really great information on medication. So this week, we're continuing our medication spotlight with angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, also known as ACE inhibitors. And what are they? Well, they are a class of drugs commonly prescribed to manage high blood pressure or hypertension and heart conditions. In patients with aortic disease controlling blood pressure, actually, in patients with aortic disease, controlling blood pressure is critical to preventing further damage to the aorta. High blood pressure increases the force exerted on the walls of the aorta, which significantly raises the risk of rupture. By lowering pressure, ACE inhibitors help to stabilize and minimize the strain on the aorta, which is what our goal is. And how do they work? They work by blocking the enzyme that converts angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. It's a substance in the body that causes blood vessels to narrow. When angiotensin 2 is reduced, blood vessels relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more easily. This leads to a decrease in blood pressure, which reduces the amount of force the heart needs to pump blood through the aorta. So that's a goal that we all need here. Here's a beautiful diagram of a thin, healthy blood vessel. Anyway, check that out. That's pretty cool. I like understanding how our medicines work. And there's a link for you to click on to further investigate. So, for patients with aortic disease, lowering blood pressure with ACE inhibitors is vital because it helps slow down the progression of aneurysms and reduces the risk of dissection. Also, ACE inhibitors improve heart function. This is helpful in patients whose aortic disease is accompanied by heart failure or other cardiovascular issues. Some common ACE inhibitors for managing aortic disease include lisinopril, enalapril, and ramipril. I think the most common there is lisinopril. That seems to be the common entry-level blood pressure medication that I've, heard of. Studies suggest that ACE inhibitors can reduce inflammation and improve the structure of blood vessels over time, which may help prevent the development or progression of aneurysms. For patients with conditions like bicuspid aortic valve disease, ACE inhibitors are used to prevent excessive aortic dilation. Just like beta blockers, which she had covered in the first medication spotlight post in the weeks prior, ACE inhibitors are often a long-term treatment for patients with aortic disease. Regular monitoring by healthcare providers is important to ensure that the medication is effectively controlling blood pressure and preventing complications. Patients on ACE inhibitors may also undergo routine blood tests to check kidney function and electrolyte levels, as these medications can affect both. If you or a loved one has been prescribed ACE inhibitors for aortic disease, it's crucial to take them as prescribed and work closely with your healthcare team to monitor your condition. And always consult with your doctor to understand the best treatment strategy for your unique situation. Thank you for joining us this week, Aortic Hope family. Stay tuned for our next medication spotlight post in 2 weeks. Always a pleasure. Samantha. Think aorta. I like these. These are really awesome. Um, well, we got right on the heel of Samantha. We have Topic Tuesday with uh, Duke.
Hold on. Let's say hi to Velda. Hi, Velda.
Oh, Velda, hi. How you doing up there in Nova Scotia? She's visiting her daughter and those little grandchildren of hers that are absolutely adorable. So cute. She sends me little pictures, and I don't know if you follow Velda at all, but they have a dog that just have puppies, and they're little yellow. I think they're retrievers, little retrievers or Goldens. I'm not sure, but oh my God, they're the cutest little. There's a picture of Velda holding a little baby puppy. So cute. So cute. Yay. Glad you're here. Stick around. We've got more. So here we are. It's Topic Tuesday. And hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of hashtag Aorta Ed. Today is Topic Tuesday, where we break down some interesting facts about our favorite organ. I wanted to take today to talk to you a little bit about the anatomy of the aortic root, another good topic. Great diagram here of the root and the ascending aorta and the arch. Let's take a peek at that. That helps to understand the anatomy of it. The root is the most proximal or closest region of the aorta, which connects directly to the heart's large pumping chambers. Why are you laughing at me, Joshua? I
Velda
know you
is sharing that they're golden retrievers. And I
are.
said, Goldens are so sweet. And just thinking about them was making me smile.
Yeah. Oh, goody. I'm glad it wasn't me that made you laugh. Yes, the little baby that she was little puppy she was holding, I guess was under the weather. And so they were really giving it a lot of TLC. But guess what that little puppy's name is? Pork chop. Isn't that
She
cute?
wrote in there pork chop. I'm looking after pork chop.
Oh, yeah. And then I see Tom just joined us. Hi, Tom, the conversationalist.
And Bruce. Hi, Bruce.
Oh, hey, Bruce. What's up? Glad you guys are here. Let me continue on with Topic Tuesday because this is a really exciting one about the aortic root. And it does have several components which are critical for surgeons and doctors to consider when evaluating aortic disease. Firstly, the aortic root includes the aortic valve, which opens and closes during the cardiac cycle to direct blood into the aorta. So here we have another diagram with the little chambers and the valve showing the valve open and close. That is if you have a tricuspid, which is the most common. Closely related to the aortic valve are the sinuses of Valsalva. These are small dilations just above the aortic valve that help provide adequate space for the leaflets to expand to open. I've never seen a picture of those little guys. Another important function of the sinuses of Valsalva is that they help direct blood flow into the coronary arteries, which supply the surface of the heart. When performing aortic root surgery, surgeons must be diligent as they safely cut and re-implant the right and left coronary arteries. The surgeons are amazing, their handiwork. Here's another diagram of the sinuses of Valsalva. And the final part of the aortic root is the sinotubular junction, which is the highest point of the root. It marks the transition between the aortic root and the beginning of the ascending aorta. The aortic root is commonly involved in thoracic aortic aneurysms because it is an area under constantly high pressure. And as your heart generates enough pressure to drive oxygen-rich blood to the rest of your body, your aortic root must be strong enough to withstand this pressure load, but also stretchy and elastic enough to expand and accommodate the large blood volume flowing its way. It is an incredibly beautiful anatomical structure. That is it for this week. We will see you next time for more Aortic Ed on Topic Tuesday. Until then, stay happy, stay safe, and stay thinking aorta, says Adam. Love Adam.
He's so
Good
awesome.
job. He is really good. He is very good. We're so fortunate to have him. I really enjoyed that article a lot. Because I know that in my dissection, my root was all, it was all had a, it just, yeah, it was a mess. Um, so Well, here we have it. Look at these two, this dynamic duo. We have Aortic dietitian Mindy Seltzer and her husband, Aortic chef Rob Seltzer, bringing to us the Aortic Kitchen Halloween special on October 31st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the Halloween special, so check it out. We always have fun in that kitchen. They do too. Rob does such a great job and supported so much by Mindy, especially with the nutritional dietitian information. So I can't wait to see what they whip up. I hope it's more than carving pumpkins. That's for sure. So are you going to be there, Joshua?
Of course, I'm going to be there. I'm going to produce the show.
I know. I just thought I'd make sure. So after Wednesday, we always have, not always, but once a month, we have the Aortic Kitchen. And Thursdays is Therapeutic Thursday. And we are so fortunate to have John Quick, who is a therapist and also a patient of aortic dissection. He's 17, 18 years out, I believe, imparting his awesome knowledge on all things therapy for this community. And we're so grateful that he is here, and he shows up on Thursdays at noon Eastern Time. So yeah, if you haven't checked out John's Therapeutic Thursday, please do so on our AHTV channel on YouTube. And if you forget, go in there and click on that little notification bell, and it will let you know when he's going live. And that's true for all live events with Aortic Hope.
And also,
So,
don't forget that
mhm.
you were invited as a support group member to be able to come in and help share some of your experiences and hear back from John Quick.
Yeah. Yes, he takes written questions. You could show up on the show and ask him directly and participate directly with him. He's so good. He is really good. We are so lucky to have him. And that being said, within this community, I guess aortic dissection doesn't pick any particular person. It just happens. And because of that, this community is filled with so many professionals in different areas of life. And it's really neat to have such a um, you know, people with all kinds of talents here at Aortic Hope. All right, moving on to Feel Good Friday. All right, it's Feel Good Friday at Aortic Hope. Halloween is next week, and many kiddos are preparing their costumes and getting ready for trick or treat. From ghosts to goblins to witches, it is sure to be a spooky good time for all. What was one of your favorite Halloween costumes as a kid that made you feel good and brought you joy? Well, that's a great question. Did you know that the history of Halloween costumes is a tale of evolution from ghastly ghouls to pop culture icons? It all started with the Celts, who wore costumes to ward off spirits, probably because ghosts have a well-known fear of encountering someone in a bad disguise. Fast forward to the 20th century, where mass media influenced costumes, and suddenly everyone wanted to be a movie star or a superhero. Now it's not just kids dressing up, adults join in too, because who doesn't love a chance to be someone else for a night? From spooky to silly, Halloween costumes have transformed into a parade of imagination. That's a great little history on Halloween and costumes. So, Joshua, what was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
Um, my dad was in the military, and so me and my brother would go grab his gear and then paint ourselves up like we were blown up soldiers, and we would walk around like zombies, and we would do this over and over every year. We had so much fun with it. Yeah, but I was in Germany in my childhood, and so that's how I understand Halloween. We would go out and we would dress up spooky, and then when we transferred back to stateside, people were dressing up like Mr. T or what have you. And I was like, what is going on? The A team is part of this? I don't get it. Because everywhere in Germany, everybody was dressed up like ghosts, ghouls, and goblins, and witches, and vampires, and werewolves. Like the monster treats. It's weird. It was such a culture shock coming back and seeing people like, on Halloween you had princesses, Disney princesses, and I was like, what are you doing? This isn't Halloween. And so for me, it'll always be that early, warding off of the spirits than it is the dress up and cosplay.
Yeah. I had so many great costumes. My mom was very I mean, from I was Robin Hood, and I had my dad made a little quiver of arrows, and I had little felt shoes and a little green outfit and a little green hat. But the best part was he lit a cork on fire and got the little black, stuff, and then he drew a mustache on me. I was so excited to wear a mustache. And also as the older I got, that if I had someone with me, it would be a partnership. Like I was a bee and then he was the flower. Or one year I made these costumes. It was back when Corona beer was really popular in the 80s. And I made him a Corona beer. He was a Corona beer and I was the fajita. Oh my gosh, I had a lot of them, a lot of different ones. But anyway, I had a good time Halloween. I don't dress up anymore. I wonder what Velda and Tom and Bruce, I wonder what their favorite costumes are. Let us know. Meanwhile, we're going to just plug right along to our all-time favorite. I love this Survivor Series Saturday, and this week we featured Erin Kavanaugh Nowenter, and she is the wife of our own Tom Nowetner, and yeah, she's his caregiver, and she tells such a great story. I really enjoyed her story. She's such a lovely woman, and she told her story just perfectly. I mean, it was just so engaging, and you got really into it. I did anyway. Um,
And
and I'm
also
sure,
a lifetime of caregiving. A lifetime of caregiving. That is, for
yeah,
me, was the most impactful part of her story.
yeah,
Her
she starts
caregiving
right off with that.
starts at 12 years old,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
then, special needs child. So
Hmm.
that, and then Tom and Tom's event, and that's where
And
she
we
is today. Yeah.
and we know Tom must not is not too easy to handle.
It's
I
like
mean
riding a
that with a
bull.
I mean that with a lot of love, Tom. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, she is just incredible person. I really, if you haven't checked out her story, click here in the blog and go to the AHTV Survivor Series and check it out. And if you haven't told your story, we would love to hear from you. We have different forms by which you can deliver your story. Our most favorite and popular is going live, where Joshua will help you, guide you, and set you free to tell your story, and people can chime in and follow your story in real time and ask you questions and participate that way. That's the best. I like that way. Also, if you don't want to be live, you can just pre-record it, and you can edit it, and Joshua will help you with that. And then thirdly, we have a written blog that you can just write down your story, and we will present it in the written form for you. But either way, get on there and sign up for our Survivor Series. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in the new year with Survivor Series. So, yeah, get yourself on the calendar. We love that.
Right on.
Um,
Velda says, my favorite was a witch costume from all my mom's clothes. And Dan says hi.
Hi, Dan. Yay. Which costume from all your mom's clothes? Does that mean that you wore your mom's clothes and was a witch?
And turned him into witchy stuff, I think.
Oh, that's cute. Up there in Canada. I bet it gets cold up there around Halloween where she lives. She's up in yeah, she's way up there. Um, Well, we're moving on to reading resources by the community for the community. We have some brilliant people that have turned their medical event and dissection and such into a beautiful book. And if you haven't checked out this list, please do so. It's under the resources tab on Aortic Hope's website. And it's just starting off because Aortic Hope is so proud of this book. It's aortic disease. Um, the aortic dissection, the patient guide. It's a free download. You also get a free copy, and you also can tell your medical providers to order a box of them, box of 25 for free. And then they can disperse them as they can at their facility. Of course, donations are always welcomed, of course. But wow, we need to get the word out with this brilliantly written dissection guide, patient guide that we inherited from Think Aorta UK. And yeah, we've adopted it and we've turned it into the Spanish version and a few other languages we're going forward with. But if you haven't done that, go ahead and download a copy and ask for a hard copy. I read it cover to cover, and I'll tell you, there was not one thing missing out of there. I only wish I had it when I was sprung from the hospital. It would have helped a lot because they sent me home with, I think, a bypass surgery packet that had nothing to do with me whatsoever. But anyway, here we are. We're slowly growing with our resources. So yeah, get your copy.
When
And then
did
we have,
when did we
oh,
take all the book covers out of there?
what do you mean?
I thought that this used to have the book covers before every article.
Yeah, when I did this, I'm the one who did this article here. I don't know. It is in the resources under the resources tab with the book covers there, and I am happy to show you that. I mean, I could definitely do that right now. Here we go. Oh, it's not that one. Sorry. Uh, I haven't read any of these books yet, but I'm really excited to. Um,
It's the second link. There you go.
Here we go. So this is the dissection guide. So here's our first one. This is called Dissected: Healing with Poetry. My journey with two aortic dissections. It's her second edition by Maria Trinidad Herrera. Look at that beautiful cover. Should I read these? Maria Trinidad Herrera had her first aortic dissection surgery in 2009. The fears and questions became overwhelming. The difficulty with the diagnosis and the lack of knowledge of some of the medical professionals worked against her. What could have been addressed with a stent or observation, if found on time, led to a complicated and dangerous emergency open heart surgery that forever changed her life. The psychological traumas after the surgery became a daunting chore and led her to find a healing path, and poetry became her path and fortified her spirit in her most vulnerable moments. You are not alone. Looks like a beautiful book. And by A.G. Helms, Everyday Sinner and Undeserved Miracles from an unconditional God. Let me say that again. Everyday Sinner, Undeserved Miracles from an Unconditional God by A.G. Helms. I lay there helplessly looking at my beautiful husband's sobbing face as the surgeon said, "You need to decide who is a priority, your wife or child." What's so funny? Life is such an amazing, wonderful journey, but at times it's like a badly paved road. You're traveling along and bam, hello whiplash, hello insurance claim, hello Route 44, half and half tea with lemon and good ice. You've waited all day for that, stumps all over the floor. Okay, that was cute. She goes on to, like, you know what? You guys go into the resources and read all that. This is their little blurbs of their book and how they arrived at writing these books. Here we have Terry Benson, How My Ordinary Became Extraordinary. It's a true story of her recovery from an aortic dissection and the people and mindsets that pulled her through it. Whether you're standing atop your personal mountain or still scaling the cliffs, this book is for you. It's an inviting cover. Here we have by Robert C. Fisher, Life After Death, a true story of surviving an aortic aneurysm and dissection. I like that cover too. It's also a true story of Robert, who at age 55 experienced one of the most traumatic events in his life, an aortic aneurysm and dissection. With less than 5% chance of survival, Robert was one of the lucky ones. You may remember hearing about aortic dissections. It was what killed TV sitcom actor John Ritter in 2003 at the age of 54. For those dealing with aortic dissection, or for those interested in what life is like after such a terrifying ordeal, this book may offer you some insight. And this cover, wow. Scott Pribble wrote Miracle Man, Beating the Odds and Cheating Death. He survived an internal injury that is 90 to 95% fatal. In this book, he describes his 7-year rehabilitation and comeback. Pribble also describes how he lost 50 pounds in 2 months. Wow. And here we have by Danielle Rambelli, The Last Breath and the First Beat. I like that. She opens up about the challenges that she faced from the initial shock of diagnosis to the long road of recovery, including how she learned to manage PTSD and the emotional scars that followed. Her goal in writing this was simple: to help others like you and find light in the darkest of times and discover a new path forward. If you're looking for a companion in this journey or just need a reminder that you're not alone, she encourages you to check out her book. We are all survivors, and together we can support one another through the highs and lows of recovery. Isn't that the truth? The Last Breath and the First Beat by Danielle Rambelli. Go out onto the website and check out these books and pick one up today. And all you have to do is click on the title of the book over here, and it'll take you straight to Amazon where you can purchase the book. Made super easy. So anything else, Joshua? We've got a few events coming up this week, and they are tomorrow, the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Aortic Hope's Spooktacular Bingo event. We love our bingo. And if you haven't, please sign up. It's so much fun, and there's great prizes given. And we're hoping that everyone shows up in a costume. Wear your costume, wear something fun, make it fun. And yeah, come and spend a good hour with us, winning and losing and collecting prizes and having a lot of laughs. And then on to Wednesday, there's Aortic Hope's virtual support group meeting starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And who is that hosted by Rob? Yep, Rob Seltzer will be hosting that one, or moderating that one. And again, Thursday the 31st, Aortic Hope's Live Therapeutic Thursday with John Quick. Check that out if you haven't, and have some questions ready for him. He's so good. Also, later that day, Aortic Hangout with Rob and Mindy, and that's always a good time too. There might be some type of Halloween theme for that. I'm not sure, but if you show up, you'll find out real quick. It's a good time had by all. And also later that day, we have the Aortic Kitchen Halloween special with Rob and Mindy. So got a lot of fun this week. Very Halloween themed, but it should be a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're closing out the month. I can't believe October's already over at all.
I can't either. It's so funny how it does seem to go straight from the hot summer days to all of a sudden this. It's unbelievable. September and October go by so quickly. Yeah. So, do we have anyone still on or asking any fun questions or doing anything
Oh,
crazy
we're
over
just
there?
hanging out. Nobody else decided to share with us their favorite childhood thing other than Velda, which makes me think that a bunch of people were not allowed. Natalie says, joining late. Sorry. Hi.
Oh, better late than never, Natalie.
Yeah.
Hi. I am participating in the Aortic Athletes virtual challenge, and Natalie's part of it too. And it's Aortic Athletes, and it's what they're doing is doing a virtual challenge of how do I explain this? Um, Everyone once a week will post how many minutes they spent exercising that week. So for example, I posted 540 minutes. It was a big week for me. And then add all the minutes up that everyone who participated in and converted them into miles. So like the Appalachian Trail is X amount of miles, like a couple thousand miles long. And we're trying to do the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Coast Trail, and the one in the middle. I can't remember which one it is. I'm sure Natalie can help me out with that. But it's really fun, and it's no one's a loser. Everyone's a winner because you're getting out, you're moving, and just experiencing kind of a group effort. And what's really been fun on here, and it's all through Facebook Messenger. That's where the chat is. And people have been posting, and I did too, posting themselves exercising. And some of these places people live and are traveling to are amazing. I mean, we've got Samoa, we've got Europe. I posted something in Tahiti when I was there last week. And anyway, it's a good time. And I know Natalie's having a good time with it too. Yeah, it's not too late to join. And it's very motivating because you feel a pull to, maybe go do something when otherwise you might not have because you wanted to be accountable for your minutes that week. Oh, anyway, Aortic athletes. Oh, well,
Yeah, Natalie says she loves the Aortic Athlete group.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun
they do
to be
good
part of
work.
that. They do. And a lot of the, I was an athlete, but I wasn't like super disciplined, like, oh, I was doing triathlons or, riding 100 miles. But I was very diverse in my athletic things. And but I was always active, to a high degree. Um, but some of these people have been disciplined in all these major trainings and races, and to be kind of taken out by a dissection or an aneurysm or a change in their health, that's a tough way to go. So it's neat to see some of them, getting back into it, and obviously with their doctor, medical professionals blessing. I'm sure that's everyone's consulted, and everyone should consult before they get too crazy with their exercising or changing their routines. It's very important.
We've
It's
got
not for
some
everyone.
jokes in here. So Dan says, "I'll be out stealing candy from the kids that night."
Nice.
Right?
Mm.
Velda's like, "Good for you, Natalie," which is awesome. We always like to be encouraging. And then Dan says, "I lift weights and work out in cardiac rehab center each week, leg pressing 1,000 pounds." He's a Viking, though. Like Dan is like
Oh,
7 foot tall.
oh well.
Tom says, "Please remember, Erin Kavanaugh is a wonderful lady. Unfortunately, she's on a week to week contract, and this week is important."
So, for people who don't know Thomas, that is exactly what I'm talking about. He's a great guy. He's always good for some good laughs, for sure. I mean, Aaron is a saint to be handling him all these years. But yeah, I could totally see what a beautiful life those two have together. They're
Do you
both
want to know?
great.
You want to know a cute story?
Yeah.
So this is how he told me how he met his wife. Okay, he was working as he was the chef at one of his restaurants, and she came in and they were just kind of flirty and chit chatty, and she gave him her number, and then he didn't call her because it was put into a jacket and then got soaked or what have you, and she storms in. And she walks up to him. She's like, "Am I not good enough for you to give a
Oh,
phone call to?"
oh, I
I
love
love that
it.
story. I love that story.
I love it. Good for her. I mean, and the rest is history. I mean, that's cute. That's so cute. Oh, well, Dan, I also work out at cardiac rehab or a couple times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. I don't do 1,000 pounds. I don't even do leg presses. But that's impressive. 1,000 pounds is a lot. I think I've pushed, and when I have done the leg press, it was like 100 pounds or 40 pounds or something light. But anyway, as long as we're moving, as long as we're active, that's all that we can ask for, right? Well,
Agreed. All right, don't forget to sign up for bingo, everybody. I put that link right in the chat. I'll be
Good.
sending out my reminders tonight to the groups that usually sign up.
Good.
And we got some pretty interesting stuff. And yes, absolutely dress up. Molly will be the cow that she loves to dress up in, her cute little cow outfit. It just looks like it's so hot in that outfit, though.
No, it's not.
It's not. Oh my goodness! I'm always like, she's got to be sweltering in this outfit. Mm.
No, it's fun. I don't have any other costumes in the house, so I just keep, yeah, wearing that one. Yeah, show up, guys. Bingo. And Karen will be with you next week for week in review. And until then, I'll see you guys another time. And again, click like, share, and notification bell. Do all those, and we'll be very happy. Have a good week, everyone.